Hi everyone, I figured it was time to shake things up a bit on my channel. Since I started making videos, I've been dealing exclusively with creationist crap, and that's never been my intention. I want this channel to be about promoting science and exposing all kinds of pseudoscience as the stupid nonsense that it is. So let's get started. What is pseudoscience? I think that's starting in the wrong end. I think it's better to ask, what is science? I'll answer it this way. One of the ways in which creationists criticize evolution is by pointing out that it's based on philosophical assumptions. That's actually correct, but it's based on the same philosophical assumptions as all science. What assumptions would that be? Well, science has to rely on some philosophical assumptions because science is about reality, and philosophy can be said to be about the interpretation of reality. We have to interpret reality somehow. Therefore, it's impossible to completely separate science from philosophy. Now, this isn't a formal list. Different authors have different ideas, but I think this captures it pretty well. Science can be said to be based on 6 assumptions. Number 1, nature, that which can be objectively measured, exists. Number 2, all natural phenomena have natural causes. Number 3, there is a form of order in nature, and this order can be described using laws. These laws fit together into frameworks called theories. Number 4, the laws of nature can be known. Number 5, all knowledge about nature comes directly or indirectly from experimentation and observation. This is where the scientific method comes in. It's also what is behind the idea of positive claims requiring evidence. Knowledge does not come from the person making the claim, but from the evidence used to support it. And number 6, all understanding of the laws of nature is tentative. That means there's no such thing as absolute certainty. I think that by now it's safe to say that pseudoscience can be defined as anything that attempts to explain nature without making these 6 assumptions. Now, you might think it's arrogant of me to say it's stupid nonsense just because it takes a different philosophical approach. But let's see what happens when we remove just one assumption. Without assumption number 1, we get solipsism. And then what's the point? What's true for me might not be true for anyone else. Maybe no one else even exists. Without number 2, why bother looking for natural explanations? It's magic, or God did it, would be much easier. They would still be equally valid answers, but they would be useless answers that would discourage further study. Number 3, well, without that assumption, what's the point? The same goes for number 4. Number 5, well, if we regard anything as a more credible source of information about nature than nature itself, then what's the point studying nature? If logical arguments and eyewitness testimony would be sufficient, then we would be required to believe in every religion, every hallucination, every dream, every single case of someone's mind playing tricks on them. And we would all have to accept these things as valid descriptions of reality. As for number 6, well, the only alternative is to hold at least some claims as dogma. Well, what if those claims are wrong? We're never going to know. We're never going to have an accurate description of reality in that case. Pseudosciences usually don't just leave out some of these assumptions. They usually replace them with assumptions of their own. This is where it goes from useless nonsense to stupid nonsense. For example, Belief in UFOs. Disregard at least assumptions of science number 5 and 6. 2. If you don't know, the answer involves the word aliens. 3. If an alternative explanation is provided, it's a cover-up. 4. Eyewitness accounts regarding aliens are always credible. Belief in ghosts. Number 1. Disregard at least assumptions of science 2, 5, and 6. 2. Eyewitness accounts regarding ghosts are always credible. 3. If you can hear it when the lights are off, it's a ghost. 4. If you can't see it when the lights are off, it's a ghost. 5. If you don't know, a ghost did it. 6. If someone claims to be a psychic, everything that person says is true, especially if evidence indicates otherwise. New Age. Number 1. Disregard assumptions of science 2, 5, and 6. Number 2. If it sounds like something people used to believe in before modern science came along, it's true, especially if evidence indicates otherwise. 3. If you don't know, the correct answer is anything involving the words energy and/or spirit. Astrology. Number 1. Disregard at least assumptions of science 5 and 6. 2. There's a correlation between the positioning of the stars and other celestial objects relative to the Earth and events in our lives. If evidence indicates otherwise, ignore it. 3. If someone asks about the different, often contradictory systems used by different astrologers, ignore it. 4. When, not if, your predictions don't come true, ignore it. 5. If by pure chance you just happen to get a prediction right, or if it was so vague that it couldn't possibly be wrong, that proves astrology works. Truth movement. Number 1, disregard at least assumption 5 and 6. 2, if an authority says it, it's a lie. 3, if there is any explanation that is more likely than it's a conspiracy, then it's definitely a conspiracy. 4, the likelihood of it actually being a conspiracy is proportional to the number of people who would have to be involved in the conspiracy. 5, if anyone makes a claim that can't be supported by evidence, it's true. I mean, why else would they be destroying the evidence? 6. Anyone who points out that you're an idiot is in on the conspiracy. Homeopathy. Number 1. Disregard assumption 5 and 6. 2. Reducing the dosage of a drug by diluting it with water makes it more potent. 3. Pure water cures everything. 4. If pure water doesn't cure it, try diluting it by adding more water. 5. If someone died from a disease, they should have added more water. 6. If someone asks why you didn't die from drinking that incredibly diluted and therefore incredibly potent cyanide, I've got nothing. Oh, now we're getting to one of my favorites, 2012/NIBIRU. Number 1, See Truth Movement. Number 2, the predictions of a crazy bitch who thinks she's talking to aliens are credible. 3, the predictions of a bad science fiction author are credible. 4, if the Mayans didn't predict it, but some asshole who wants to sell a book says they did, it's true. 5, Kepler's laws are part of NASA's cover-up. 6, NIBIRU is not visible to the naked eye right now because it's on the opposite side of the sun, where it has been since 2007. And that's not a problem. 7, NIBIRU is visible to the naked eye, but only from the South Pole. And that's not impossible. Nor is it a contradiction of number 6. And now, the king of them all, creationism. Number 1, disregard all assumptions of science except possibly number 1. 2, the God you were raised to believe in is real. All other gods are made up, but not yours. I mean, seriously, who would make him up? 3, The holy book of your religion is literally true because it's the inspired word of your God. Any evidence to the contrary is misinterpreted or as fake as Kent Hovind's PhD. 4. All science that contradicts your holy book is found in Darwin's theory of evolution. 5. To know what the theory of evolution actually says is to be a communist Nazi, and communist Nazis should be shot on sight, along with the gays. Don't forget about the gays. 6. When you don't know, the correct answer is, oh, you know this one, God did it. 7. If he's in jail for fraud, you can trust him. And number 8, Ben Stein is not boring. That's all for now. Bye.